So as we begin today in this comfortable seated position that you've chosen, whatever works for you, I just want you to close your eyes, relax the shoulders, and the body settle down here, and just be present here in this moment. Just notice as you take this pause, how you're doing today. How are you feeling? And then start to take your attention into how your breath is flowing in and out of the body. The speed, the quality of your breath. And as you become aware, I'd like you to start to breathe in through your nose and then breathe out through your mouth. And just continue this easy as that, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And perhaps you sense some resistance in that inhale, maybe some congestion. Softly breathe through and then relax. You breathe out. Focusing on breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Just working with your breath, with your body, focusing on this simple flow. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Calm and steady breath. And as you breathe in through the nose, we do this as a way of cleansing the breath as it comes into the body. Our nose was very cleverly designed to filter, cleanse breath as it enters. And then also to warm that breath as it draws in. And then similarly, as we breathe out, the breath cools and just released out. Imagine now as you inhale through the nose, you feel that warmth, you feel that cleansing of the breath. It draws all the way down. Picture that breath traveling through the back of the throat into your chest. Perhaps deepening the breath now in to fill the chest. And then letting go. Consciously breathing into the chest, maybe even down all the way to the belly. And then letting go. Relaxed, easy breath down into the chest and the belly. And out through the mouth. Keep that flow going in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Continuous steady rounds of breath in and out. Drawing in. Drawing in. As you inhale that warmth in through the nose, through the throat, into the chest, get to picture you're pouring that breath into a glass. With each inhale, it's filling up and up and up until you reach the very brim. And then as you inhale that warmth, this begins to pour even over the edge, filling up with so much warmth. And that warmth, as it enters your chest and your heart, turns into compassion, turns into positivity, kindness. And with each breath, you're filling up with that compassion, positivity, and kindness. Picture it almost pouring out of you all of this love, all of this warmth. And then once you've reached that point that you've overflowed with your exhale, you just give out that excess. And breathe in to top yourself up. And then as you exhale, you share that warmth, that compassion. Inhale, drawing in. Exhale, calmly sharing. And then just continue like this, feeling that warmth building within you, within your chest, and sharing it out. Breathing in. Breathing in. Continuous round. Flowing through steadily. Like a wave, rolling in and rolling out. Keep it going, flowing through ever so steadily. Two more. In and out. In and out. And from here, your breath just returns to your natural pace and rhythm. And breathe through the mouth, the nose, whichever suits you. Come back to a steadiness. It is perhaps how your thoughts have begun to clear like passing in the clouds as you focus there solely on the breath. Now once you feel ready, we're going to begin to warm the body as we warm to the breath. Starting by just gently bringing your chin down as if your chest, that heart, was a magnet. Drawing your chin all the way down in towards it. And then as you slowly roll the head side to side, that magnet is going to keep drawing you low and close. A magnetic warmth and love that's there deep within you. Just rolling the head gently side to side. Steadiness needs. Allowing yourself just to gently stretch out in this way. Listen to ease through the neck. All like this. Keep it slow, steady, rhythmic. Take them one more time to each side. Coming back into the center. And slowly lift your head. You can keep the eyes closed or open them up. We're going to roll the shoulders backwards. They're nice simple movements to begin with today. Just want you to feel into your joints to notice how these movements are affecting you. So just roll ever so gently, a number of times this one direction. And we'll roll a number of times the other way. Keep it steady. Keep it easy. Last couple. And then we're going to pick up the right hand and we're going to spin it all the way back. If there's enough space, if there's anything behind you, just take it as far as you can go, keeping the arms straight. Maybe just taking it out to the side. And so whatever your space allows, just slowly circling up and round. And then keeping your head movement quite limited, we're going to work on settling the eyes. So you may find you've spent a lot of time looking at a screen, a book, in one direction. Just exercising the eyes in this way by following your hand with your gaze. And the hand itself is soft, the arm is moving easily around, rotating the shoulder joints and then rotating the eyeballs at the same time. Getting a nice dual purpose out of this shoulder movement. And once you've done 2 more big circles like this, let's start to circle back the other way. And keep it slow and steady. So we want to get into every movement in this joint, every possible iteration. We don't want to overstretch and strain by moving too fast, too fast. Just do a couple more lovely juicy circles, as far as you can comfortably go. Then we're just going to come back forward and we'll swim the other way. So start by going back, following with the eyes, and the head just softly looking to this side. You find there's a sneaky stretch into the neck here. You didn't even notice, you're so busy. Just slowly mesmerizing yourself by following that hand. Look at that. The hand is the most interesting thing going on right now. Circling a couple more times. And once you've done one more, let's reverse, slowly coming back this other way. Just rotating through ever so steadily. Finding your rhythm, nice pace. It helps you just to flow through. And you're creating this sense of flow state in the body through the breath, through the movement. Mind is just focused on this one thing you're doing in this moment. Nothing else matters. Nothing else impacts you. Last one here. Coming back forward. And then slowly let's clasp the fingertips together. And take a reach up to the sky. Look up to the hands, lifting up really nice and tall there. Pushing up towards that ceiling. Pushing that ceiling away. And then very gently coming back round. Bring the hands in together. And just take a few rolls with the wrists. So really nice to release, relieve the wrists, the fingertips. Any little pops and clicks are fine. It's just your body letting go of any pockets of air. We're going to take each finger. We're just very slowly going to draw it back towards the back of your wrist. Getting a little stretch there through each finger. Very easy, very simple, no overstretching or straining. Notice maybe one hand feels a bit different to the other. Perhaps showing your dominant hand. Inhale, lift back up. And then we're going to take hold of the right wrist in the left hand. We're going to lean over. And let your head just rest on your shoulder. If you're resting it on the shoulder of a friend, loved one, and then realize that friend and loved one is yourself. Take hold of the other wrist, draw yourself over to the side at the head drop. Just pausing in this nice stretch. Let's go the other way. And maybe you're just going to 50% of where you can go. You don't need to go too far. Lifting back up, let's draw over and across. And let's do one more. Inhale, coming up. Now we're going to gather these knees into us and find yourself coming to sit with the legs up in front of you. And then just give yourself a great big hug here. Feet on the floor, pulling those knees in. So starting to get a little stretch in the back. And then lift the chest so the spine lengthens. So you're sitting up really tall, feet to the ground for now. Lifting up here, nice and steady, nice and tall. And just holding. And maybe you want to think about just picking the feet up a couple of inches off the floor. Starting to find a balance. Holding here, just a couple more breaths, a couple more moments. Hugging these knees ever so gently in towards you. And then spiral the hands around behind you. Keep the spine upright. And just start to drop the knees side to side. Very easy for now, very gentle. Just rocking into the hips. See how that's feeling. And then start to lower yourself down. Come onto your back. Hug those knees in and take some circles now with the hips. So mobilizing through the joints, rolling steadily round. Circles in the hip joints, much like we circle the shoulders. Keeping the feet towards the center as the knees circle out nice and wide. And then start to go the other way. Circle around, nice steady movements. And whatever feels best for you here, nice and comfortable here. And then bring those knees back together. And take them a little bit further away from you, roughly over the hips. And then just have a little twist. Bring the knees about 30% of the way towards the ground. Maybe a little bit further. You don't need to go too far. We're just starting to rock out in the spine. Check how that's feeling in the hips. Check how that's feeling in the spine. Building up awareness of how you're doing. Last couple here. And then we're going to come back into the center. We're going to hook our hands underneath the thighs, in between the thighs and the calves. And either take a little rock up and down the spine. If that doesn't feel good on your back, then just roll to the side. And then we're all going to come back up to this pose. This time we're going to hug the arms underneath the legs. And sit tall, all balancing on the sitting bones. The sitting bones are the very front bit of the hips. And you should be at the point you're so far forward, you almost tip. So better to be tipping further forward rather than coming back here is on your coccyx, your back shrugs up. So we want to keep this back long, weight forward, belly pulled in, ribs pulling, hugging there. Maybe then begin to bring the arms out. You can stay hugging, you can come into a balance. Or if you want to start to fire up the core now, you want to wake things up, you inhale and expand. And if you want, you can just collapse and then bring yourself back up. Or if you want the most generous version, you inhale, expand, and just hover. And then exhale, come up. We're going to do 5 more in total. Inhale, expand. And exhale, come up. If you want a little more of a challenge, inhale, expand, arms up. And then exhale, just building on this idea, warming up the core and the back. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Gather up. We're all going to cross the ankles and roll forward onto the hands and knees. And then just adjusting so you've got your knees beneath your hip joints, your wrists beneath your shoulder joints. Separate those knees slightly, just about the width of your fist in between the legs, just to make them about the distance of your hips. Your toes are untucked. Maybe give those toes a little drum. You want to wake up the joints. And then spread the fingertips wide. Firm here. Inhale, coming into cat-cow, but you draw the belly forward. And then you exhale. And round back all the way up to the ceiling. As you inhale, the belly comes down, the chest comes forward. And imagine you're trying to lengthen the front of your body from your pelvic bone all the way up to your chin. And then as you exhale, you're trying to lengthen the back of the body from the crown of the head all the way to your tailbone. Inhaling, front of the body lengthens. Exhale, back of the body expands. Inhale, front of the body lengthens. Exhale, back of the body expands, and then we'll just keep going a few more times. Inhale, lengthen the front of the body. Exhale, lengthen the back. Inhale, front of the body expands. Exhale, round the back. One more set here. Inhale, lengthening the front through, and then exhale, rounding the back up. From here, we'll tuck under the toes. We're going to lift up into our first downward dog. Separate the toes. Drag those heels backwards. Creep the hands forward. Hips coming towards the back of the room. Maybe you bend each leg a little bit here just to work out through that. Whatever suits you, whatever works for you. Just going to take another breath. And then as you exhale, walk the hands back. Find yourself hanging out at the back of the mat with your knees soft, feet separate. And just fold into yourself. Let your head come all the way down. Knees are really soft, so I'm really bending my knees here. And just taking a moment in this inversion, letting your head softly hang. And maybe take hold of opposite elbows. Nice little rock out again in the back. And this inversion just helping to create space in the body. We're looking to decompress the spine here. You're all very young, so you're going to have lovely, supple spines, but it's still important throughout life just to decompress in this way. The weight of our head and our upper body just pressing down into the hips. So we're giving them a little break, letting those vertebrae separate, letting the disc between them juice up, lock up. Last little moment here. And let the hands come down, and as you inhale, push the feet down. Roll all the way up to stand. Your head heavy, your chest heavy. That magnet in your heart being pulled to the floor, and then inhale, lift up. Exhale, let's take hold of the right wrist and the left hand. Take a little lean over to the side. Pulling in with your belly, pulling in with your ribs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, over to your other side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, folding forward. And then inhale, roll up. We'll do a few of these, just starting to flow. I'm going to keep the flows really simple today, really easy to remember. So lift up. And then exhale, roll. Inhale, roll up. Checking in with the mobility of the spine, how easy this feels to stack up and lift. Exhale, roll down. We're going to do 2 more like that. Inhaling, rolling up. Floating those arms up to the sky. Exhale, last time, rolling down. Inhale, rolling up. And then as you come down this time, exhale, folding into the legs. We're going to bring the hands all the way down to the ground. We're going to bend the knees as much as we like and bring the hips down as they come. And then inhaling, you travel back up. And then again, just a few like this. Exhaling, bring those hips low. Keep the hands on the floor. Keep the body steady. And then inhale, start to lift, extend, maybe straighten the legs. Exhale, bring the hips low. Inhale, extend. Take your toes are spread wide. Maybe you really straighten the legs as you extend. And then come back down. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, extending up. Exhale, the hips come low. And then if you inhale, extend. We're going to keep the left hand down. We're going to lift the right hand. We're going to straighten that right leg as much as comfortable. And then exhale, fold it. We're going to repeat on the other side. Inhale, left side extends. Exhale, fold. So as the right leg now straightens, the left leg's really going to bend to keep that hand comfortably on the ground. And then fold. So alternating side to side. Building up this sense of flow. And we're twisting the chest to each side as we stack the shoulders one on top of the other. Starting to twist through the waist. And again, building up our lovely back strength. Last set each way. Now we're through. Lifting up and lower. As you inhale, looking forward, start to walk the hands now all the way to the top of the mat. We'll lower the knees. Lower the chest down between the hands. Inhale, belly down, lift the shoulders up, look forward. And then exhale, tuck under your toes, come back to your downward dog. I'm going to hold here for 3 breaths. And then we're just going to repeat that. Simple little flow. 2 more breaths. Draw the heels backwards, extend the hips back and up. Pull in with the belly, the ribs. Feel the body all in, radiating up to the sky. Then as you next inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, lower your knees, lower your chest. Inhale, belly down, shoulders lift. Exhale, push back and up. Your downward facing dog. 3 breaths. We're just going to do a few rounds like this, warming up the whole body. Lengthen out the arms, wrap them up as they round your ears. Last breath here, inhaling. Exhaling. Then inhale, roll forward. Exhale, lower knees, lower the chest. Inhale, belly down, shoulders lift. Exhale, tuck under the toes, push back and up. And if it feels like you've had enough down dogs, you can lower the knees and take the hips back instead. You can separate the knees, make room for the chest. We're going to hold where we are for 1 more breath. And then inhaling, all coming forward to plank. Exhaling, lower through. Inhale, belly down, lift up those shoulders. And exhale, come back and up, downward facing dog. Last time to hold here. Keeping those heels drawing back, hands drawing forward. Feel slow, steady breaths, drawing in, drawing out for your final round. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, lower the knees and lower the chest. Inhale, belly down, shoulders lift. Exhale, push back, child pose or down dog. Keeping the weight soaring backwards to the back of the mat. And feeling extension through the arms, through the legs. Last breath here, breathing in deeply. Breathing out deeply. As you inhale, slowly coming forward into plank. Lower those knees. Sink the hips back. Sweep the arms all the way around onto your hips. Clasp the fingertips together. And take a moment there with the hands resting on the hips. As you inhale, slowly draw the hands back. Look up to the ceiling. And then exhale, folding back down. This time, hands to the hips or lift them up towards the sky. And then inhale, pulling back with the hands. Looking up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, pulling up. Go 2 more. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting up. This time as you exhale, fold forward. Release the hands, tuck under the toes. Start to gently lift the hips back and up. Come back into fold at the back of the mat. And then inhale, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Sweep those arms out to the sides, up to the sky. Take hold of opposite elbow here. Arms bent. Slowly leaning over to the right, keeping the belly, keeping the ribs pulled in. Inhale to the center and exhale to the other side. Inhale to the center. Exhale, sweep these arms behind your back once more. This time, we'll do the same we did with the shoulders, but standing. Imagine your chest is forward. Maybe your shoulders are drawing together back. Your hands coming down towards your hips as you inhale up. Exhale, feel free to soften the knees a little bit as you fold in. Hands either resting on the hips or again, there's this option to lift them up and over. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. And then inhale, ever so slowly. Draw these hands back. If there's any lightheadedness, then take it even slower. And then exhale, fold. And perhaps you begin to straighten the legs as you come into the fold now. Just holding here, inhaling. Exhaling. And then inhale, pulling back and up with those arms. We'll just do one more of these. Exhale, chest leads as you fold in. Option to stay steady, maybe you gently rock side to side. Exhaling. And then inhale. Lifting yourself all the way back up. Release the arms. Maybe you shake that out. Stay where you are at the back of the mat. And just start to steady your right foot down onto the floor. We're going to come into balance. And then just bring this left foot. Maybe toes come up to your ankle. That's a great place to start. Maybe the foot wants to come up towards the shin. Maybe it comes up a little bit higher. The height doesn't matter as much as your ability to balance on one foot. You're better off staying low for being able to hold a balance. So just deciding where you're most comfortable. Really engage, really push this foot into the thigh. And then let the thigh push back as if you're creating this little battle between the two sides. Bring the hands together. Holding here. Squeeze the glutes. Really push the big toe down on that standing foot. Push all the toes in. Grip into the mat. Find some steadiness there. Breathing steady. Inhaling fully. And exhaling fully. Find a place to focus. I recommend something that isn't moving. Keep breathing in deeply. Keep breathing out deeply. Squeeze the glutes. Draw the hips into the center. 2 more breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last time here. Breathing in. And as you exhale softly, we're going to release. We're going to step the feet wide, about the width of your mat. Take the arms out to the sides here. Inhale, open, expand, let your chest come forward. And then as you exhale, push the hips back, let the chest bow down. And bring the hands to rest on the shins or the thighs. And inhale, draw the chest forward. So find some length. And then exhale, soften at the elbows and let your head and chest drop down. Keeping the hands either on the shins or they can roll down the legs. And those elbows wing out to the sides. Push the feet down. Big toes are still gripping into the mat. Maybe you're able to straighten the legs. Maybe you keep a soft bend in. Imagine your hips are drawing up to the ceiling, your chest drawing down between the legs. And just breathing slow and steady here. Big inhale. Exhale. 2 more times, inhaling, exhaling. Last time here, inhale, exhale. As you inhale, soften the knees. Again, begin to look forward, bring the chest up. And then as you exhale, come all the way up. Step both feet back into the center. We'll do this to the other side. So bringing now your right toes, and maybe they come into the ankle, shin, maybe. If you want to find their way up towards the thigh. Really steady, standing foot, push the big toe down. Feel strong there as you bring the hands to rest in the center of your chest, coming back to that warm, compassionate heart. Your glutes engage. Imagine you're drawing both hips into the center. So you're nice and steady there rather than popping a hip out to the side. And we're just holding. Finding our stillness, finding our balance. That warmth in your chest, still building, nice and strong. As you stand tall, just for a couple more rounds here. Inhaling. Exhaling. 2 more times, breathing in. Breathing out 1 more time in. And as you exhale, release the feet again, or about the distance of your mat. Inhale, rotate those arms out to the side, let your chest come forward. Exhale, your bum sticks backwards as your head and chest bow in. Hands to the shins, inhale, lift up forward. And then as you exhale, fall back in this time. We're either going to keep the hands to the shins, thighs, ankles, Or if the floor is in reach, then bring your hands down to the floor. And then as you inhale, we're going to spin. We're going to draw the chest as far forward as it can go. Your hand comes beneath your shoulders. You're going to inhale, lift the left arm. And then we'll exhale to fold. Inhale, opposite arm comes up. And then exhale to fold. A couple more rounds. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Last round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. And then exhale to fold. Hold here for a moment. Then you're welcome to soften the knees if you like. Let the elbows soften. Let the body just fold into itself. And then as you inhale, when you're ready, slowly lift up halfway. Lift up all the way. Reach the arms out to the side as you bring the feet back together. And then exhale, refold, head and chest down towards the ground. Softening your knees. We're going to come all the way down now into a squat. So bringing the hips back, as low as they comfortably go. And we're going to keep flowing through. Well, you just spread your fingertips really nice and wide. And place them about a foot in front of each foot. We're coming into a nice little frog position here. And then I want you to slowly think about lifting up the heels. And just slowly bringing the weight into the hands. And then rocking back. Weight into the hands. And then coming back. See how this feels on those ankles and wrists. There's a reason we've warmed up so much. So you just rock forward and back. Keep your arms quite nice and straight now. As you just bring yourself forward and back. Maybe the hips start to lift a little bit higher each time. And maybe you're even feeling brave enough to hop onto the hands. So strengthening the wrists and the shoulders. I'm going to keep the fingertips really spreading wide so the weight comes forward in the fingertips rather than pressing onto the heels of the hands. And if you're new to this, then this is enough. This is a great place to be. Just hopping up and down. My knees are reaching up into my underarms now. So for those of you who aren't new to this, who want to have a little practice a little bit further, just again, have this little hop of both feet and get used to the weight being on both hands. And then perhaps, you very slowly, very steadily, think about bringing the shoulders forward and picking up the feet. And you can just hold for a second or two. That might be enough. If you want, you can hold in the balance. Whichever you're doing, just take 3 more little moments, either holding or just rocking. And once you've had enough of a play and you feel suitably exhausted of those options, we're very gently now going to bring the hips all the way down to the floor. So you can just bring the weight down. You can use your hands to support you. We're going to come back into our boat pose. So bring these legs up, hug them in now. Let the shoulders relax. Bring your knees right up into your chest. And then find your balance back on the sitting bones, those bony bits at the very front of your pelvis. Keep sitting up tall. Keep breathing deeply. Allow the body to settle here in this lovely pose. If you want a little bit more, lift the feet a little bit higher. Maybe you want even more, maybe the feet come even higher. Just find the point where you start to feel a stretch. Get to the edge of what feels comfortable. And don't feel the need to go beyond that. Keep breathing deeply. Keep those legs glued into the chest. Keep steady. Inhaling. Exhaling 2 more times. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more time here. Inhale. And then exhale. Let's release the legs down. Keep the hands wrapped underneath the thighs. We're going to slide these feet all the way and then come to a forward fold. Head and chest collapsing into the thighs. Toes maybe have a little wriggle. Heels are pressing down. You're just folding and giving yourself this warmth. Cradling your chest in the center of your body. And your head release. And just letting everything slow down. As you breathe in. Breathe out. Nice, slow, steady. Breathing in. Breathing out. Keep going. Breath. Nice and easy. Rolling through. And just folding in now, letting the body stretch out. Allowing strength to slowly grow. Last moment here. And as you inhale, let's gently roll yourself all the way back up to sit. Bring your right foot in. We'll give the left arm around. Just another nice hug for yourself. This time bring the right hand behind you. Let your chin drop. We're just twisting out the spine. Head is heavy. And softening, relaxing into nice seated twist. The left heel ground, the toes lift up. Breathe steady. I'm just taking a couple more rounds of breath in. Unwind, the shoulders soften, and very gently come forward. Let the foot come out to the side, off the thigh, let the knee drop out. I would just take another forward fold. This time just walk the hands down the leg. The head and chest bow. And see if you can just slightly turn so that radiating warm heart is coming towards this knee. And just letting yourself fold in ever so gently. Both feet are flexed so the toes point back towards the knees, the heels are pushing away. That switches on the muscles, switches on, activates the body. Head bowing in, spine staying long. So imagine you could reach your chin behind your knee as if you were aiming towards your foot rather than just to fold in. And then keep breathing steadily. Nice deep rounds of breath. Helping the body to relax into the stretch. One more times in and out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Keep it going in and out. For one more round, breathing in. And slowly release and roll up. Bring both knees back in, hug them, feet to the floor. Bring the hands behind you, just as we did at the beginning, rocking the knees side to side. And then we'll do our other stretch. Other side, left foot in, right leg extends, wrap the right arm around, bring the left hand behind you. And then just folding in here. Letting everything soften and ease. There's release and relief in the body. Allowing the head to soften down. Just letting the body ease into twist. Shoulders dropping heavier and heavier. Head heavy. Hips grounded. After one more breath in, slowly start to come forward. Let the foot come into the thigh. And then fold your way in towards this opposite leg. Your ribs now turning towards this right leg. And both feet flex, the toes point up. Engaged here as you bow in. And don't be in any rush to get anywhere in particular. It's time for the body to relax into a stretch. Just allow the body to relax with that lovely warming breath. And warm heart magnetic towards the earth. Bowing in steadily. Allowing your body to naturally fold in without stress or strain, with ease and comfort. Taking a couple more breaths. And as you're taking a final round here, you've got everything you can from this stretch. Roll yourself up. We'll come feet to the floor, knees together, come onto your spine. Just gently rolling one vertebra at a time. Take as much time as you can together. And then with the feet down, beneath the knees, we're going to push and roll the spine the other way so the hips come up in a nice low bridge. You can keep the hands planted on the floor or clasp your fingertips together. And let the little finger press down. You're getting just a bit more lift in the chest. Engage the glutes. Pull them up to the ceiling. Feel that lift in the lower body. And keep the breath steady again. The breath easy. Nice big inhale. Long, slow exhale. Just do 3 more rounds here. In and out. In and out. One more, breathing in. And then release the arms, roll gently down the spine. Knees up into your chest, hug them in. Maybe take a little rock now to each side. And then keeping the knees together, let them come over to the right. So the arms spread out wide, palms face down. Last twisting out the spine. And really grounding in the shoulders. The palms facing down is going to help just to release out through the upper body. Creates a sense of openness in the chest. Sense of expansion. And you can close your eyes now that we're lying on the ground. There's no need. And just picture as this chest of yours opens and expands. As if that warmth, that compassion that we've built up, the cup is overflowing. You're able to openly share that warmth and compassion with others. Keep breathing, nice and steady. And then gently bring the knees across the body and lay them out exactly as they were to the other side. Arms stay as they are, open and expanding. Breathing steadily. And the body relax and release. As we find our way back towards the earth. Towards our truest home. couple of breaths in. Relaxing the body, relaxing the breath, relaxing the mind. Now when you feel ready, coming into the center, stretch the legs away, reach your arms overhead. Big expansion through the body, making space now for all that warmth to fill you up. And then ever so gently bring your hands down by your side, palms face up into Shavasana. Feet drop out to the sides, fingertips loose, whole body relaxed. No effort needed whatsoever. So lie here completely still. And you're ending the practice in this way. Once more, filling up your cup of compassion for yourself, by allowing yourself this opportunity to rest. Letting your body settle in this completely natural, neutral position. And just feel that warmth that's built in your chest slowly spreading. It overflows. And water rolling through all of your limbs and extremities. That compassion filling you so completely with its warmth. As if you were just pure, compassionate love. And picture that compassion and love radiating out of you towards everyone. I want you to picture sharing that compassion with the person you love the most in this world. And I want you to picture sharing that compassion with someone you are acquainted with, perhaps a classmate, a colleague, a friend. And finally, I want you to picture sharing that compassion with somebody who has caused trouble or problem for you. And you're able to share compassion with all of those people. You're able to spread compassion around the world. When you're ready, only when you're ready, just move your fingertips and toes, feel that warmth. You move your head side to side or take a big stretch. And then very gently your knees come to find your compassionate chest. You roll yourself over to one side, holding as long as you need. And when you're ready, gently push yourself up to sit tall, full to the brim. Remember to share that compassion with everyone you encounter. Spread that love across the world. And thank you so much for coming and joining me. Namaste.